Okay, so here I am in game, and we're gonna go and walk down into this quarry here and go see our little goblin merchant and our mining trainer, which are right here.
Greetings.
So let's talk to him. Greetings, adventurer. Welcome. I train those seeking trade skills. Are you interested in learning? Yes, I wish to learn mining. And very well, madam. The fee to learn basic training in mining is 20 gold pieces. Are you sure you wish to learn? Yes, I do. Very well, I've trained you, and take this book. So I'll notice that he's given me the Mining 101 book. Now, of course, it would be helpful if I modified my books. Something you'll want to do when you're setting these up is actually put in meaningful descriptions in your books to help players along. And of course I'm going to need a tool to do some mining. So let's talk to this guy and get ourselves a couple of pickaxes. I'm going to grab 2 of these. There we go. And going to want to head into the mine. See if we can get ourselves some ore. Now let's move along in here into our mines. Turn on our enhanced vision. And of course, there's our first silver ore vein that we see right there. So let's try and attempt it. Of course, you must equip the proper item first. So let's put one of our pickaxes in hand and get mining. So you'll notice the progress bar down here at the bottom, and of course the handy messages that are showing up there. That's a result of having the info plugin turned on. And without that, I will get like a pause and some text floating over my head and some useful information in local channel, but I won't get these fancy, progress bars and messages showing up like that. That's where that info plugin, and that's the comment I made before about having the info plugin installed in your server first. It's a good idea to do that, and just kind of enhances everything else. Other plugins like the Quest plugin and whatnot, they all use the info plugin as well, so definitely one to have. Now, as you can see, I just mined that one out, and I'm about to start in on my second one, my second silver ore vein. And as you can see down here, it's telling me all about my chances of success and my current skill level, and whether I'm succeeding in getting some ore or not. So from that first one, I managed to get 3 pieces of ore, and I'm just diving deeper into the mine here in an attempt to collect as much ore as I can. Getting a few failures and a few successes. Hopefully we'll get lots of ore. What I'll probably end up doing off camera is I'll probably run through this mine 2 or 3 times so that I can have plenty of ore for the next step of the walkthrough. As you can see, I'm getting some ore, and that's great, but it's not going to be enough for the next part of the walkthrough, and I really want to demonstrate some of the other topics, and I'm going to need a lot of ore for that. So rather than waste time in doing all that on camera, what I'm going to do is probably run through this mine several times and grab a whole bunch of ore for my character. But as you can see, very simple. We just to review. Oh, and that one's gone again. Just to review, we created ourselves a trainer. We created ourselves a harvestable resource and some items that goes along with that harvestable resource, and placed them in game, and here we are mining away. So it's very simple when we use our little toolset plugin to create trade skills from scratch. Again, same process for everything else. If I wanted to create a botany or some other kind of harvesting trade skill, I'd just create a brand new trade skill, and I'd create some harvestable resources and change the default appearance, of course, of our harvestable resource to like a plant or whatever it is I wanted it to be, and populate a store with tools, and away we go. Now, as you're noticing, these are disappearing. That means I'm mining them out. The crafting plugin does not have a spawning system built into it. So you're going to want to use your own spawning system. There's lots of them out there. The one I can speak for, of course, is the Legends spawning plugin, which would fit the bill perfectly for this kind of thing. It basically has the ability to spawn placeable objects, at set or random locations, and at various time intervals and all that good stuff. So rather than incorporate some kind of respawning system into this, I've gone the route of separating the spawning system, my spawning system, into a separate plugin, because it can be used for other things. And the quest plugin can leverage it for respawning placeables that you have to destroy for the purpose of a quest, or the AI and whatnot would probably leverage it. And just to spawn creatures in your dungeons and whatnot. That's what it's useful for. So it's separated for me. And of course, some people are using an existing spawning plugin, and you can leverage that to work with the crafting plugin. So feel free to use whatever spawning plugin you're using to bring your ore back after they're harvested. But for this demonstration, we're just gonna run through this place and not worry about respawning these things. Now, for those of you that are doing the math, you probably noticed this 30% chance of success. I did learn a little bit, so I did get a little bit better. Now I'm up to 34. It's actually closer to 35. It's just kind of rounding in the display. But if you recall, when we first set this up, our initial starting point value was 5 points, and gnomes get 2-point bonus for mining. We configured that in our trade skill. That would have gave us 7 points to start. So knowing that, and if we look back at our spreadsheet, we know that level 1 items, every point of trade skill, we have a 5% chance of success. Well, 7 times 5 is 35. Why did we start with 30% success rate? The reason is because my gnome here has an 8 strength with a -1 modifier, so that dropped our skill down by 1, which is causing us to not be as good at mining as, say, a nice hefty strong dwarf. Even though dwarves get a +2 and gnomes get a +2, a stronger character would have better success rates than my sorceress here. So this is the last one in this mine, and I did learn a little bit in here. And like I said before, what I'm going to do is off camera is I'm going to run through here a couple of times and try and get a whole bunch more ore for the next sections of the walkthrough. So I'm going to finish this up here by mining this one out. As you can see by my inventory, I did get a few, but I would like to have some more. Now, of course, in a real world, I would probably end up modifying these pieces of ore and adding like a 5-pound weight or something to them, just to make it a little bit more realistic, and to have players become a little bit encumbered and whatnot by carrying these things around. Of course, in this module, they're the default 0.3 pounds. And as you can see, when I examine them, it says item crafted by Carl Fizzlebane. Any item that you create or harvest will get a little message at the beginning of the description telling you who harvested it or who created it, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to log out here and stop the video and run through a few more times off camera and get some more ore in my inventory and go back to the tool set to demonstrate the next part. So we'll see you there in a few minutes.